All right, I'm basically making this video because I need to convince as many people as I can to watch Bungo Stray Dogs so I can talk about it with people. Jumping right into what this series is, you have the basic plot, spoiler free. You have Atashi, who is an 18-year-old. He's down on his luck, kicked out of an orphanage, no friends, no family, no money, quite literally starving to death on the streets when we meet him. He then becomes wrapped up in the Armed Detective Agency, which is an organization, a private organization, that take jobs from either the police or individuals, solve crimes, your typical detectives. They are in conflict a lot of the time with the Port Mafia, who are obviously a criminal organization working in the same city. The kicker, 99.999% of these characters all have supernatural powers, and they are awesome. This does feel like a battle shonen, especially the first season. However, it is a seinen anime, so characters more young adult, bit more blood and violence than a typical shonen, but quite honestly, it's kind of really bordering the two between shonen and seinen anime. But I love it so very much. The pacing, if you choose to interpret this as a criticism, is quite slow for the first season, mainly because it feels very episodic as you're introducing each character and what their power is. Atashi is kind of like just paired with a different individual in the detective agency. He learns how they solve crimes, how they use their powers, and what they contribute to the organization as a whole, which goes very well with his themes of self-worth and learning to identify his own skills and how to use them properly. The pacing is quite slow for those chapters. The first 3 episodes, pretty fast, but then it kind of slows down. Then you get into season 2 and 3, where it's far more narrative and plot focused, because you already love these characters. I got like 6 characters all tied for my favorite. One is slightly standout, so okay, 1 favorite character, 5 in second place, and then another 6 tied for third place. I love these characters so very much. The humor lands perfectly for me. If you're a fan of, especially like I lean a lot towards Full Metal Alchemist, especially its visual humor, then you would definitely like the comedy in Bungo Stray Dogs. If you're a fan of literature, every single character I believe in here is named after either an author or a poet, either the actual author or poet, or their most famous character and their interpretation of their work, and seeing how the creator of this anime and manga interpreted that, like the real life versions of it, and how they incorporated it into the characters is really good from just the little I know. And I really now just need to read the works that these characters are inspired by. The most obvious one is our Sherlock Holmes interpretation character, Rampo, who is an absolute delight. This is not a cheap knockoff of Sherlock Holmes. I love this man so very much. All right, going into slight spoilery-ish talk, not really, I would not consider anything that I'm about to say spoiler. So you have 3 organizations. You have the Armed Detective Agency, you have the Port Mafia, and you have a third organization of the Guild that's introduced very late, if not the last episode in the first season. And then you have more or less an interesting dynamic between the 3 as the seasons progress. And it's a fight for power, but also alliances. So my favorite part of this series is going to be when the Armed Detective Agency and the Mafia work together for a common goal of protecting the city, in terms, whether that be because the detective agency is just like, it's the right thing to do, we have to protect the people, and the mafia is just like, we can't conduct business if the city burns down, so sure, we'll work with you. And it just makes the best dynamics. My favorites being, if now we're going into slightly spoilers, but I'm not going to really say too much plot related stuff, when characters such as one of my favorites, Dazai, is teamed up with my absolute favorite, Chuya. And oh my god, these two, if they are in the same room as each other for 0.5 of a second, it is going to be hilarious. It's going to be over the top. They're going to be fighting, trying to kill each other or one-up each other, but I can see that I'm choosing to interpret that they secretly care for each other, because they do, and I love it. Their powers complement each other perfectly. And before I talk about their powers, I'll because that would probably be full on spoiler. I don't know. The other characters as well, between my other darling love, Atashi, and my other darling love, Aragawa, seeing them fight. So, because again, one's on the Armed Detective Agency, other in the Port Mafia. They have fought each other so many times and have tried to kill each other so many times that they understand each other's powers so well, their strengths and weaknesses. They don't need to speak to each other to understand a plan when they're working towards a common enemy. So they complement each other's fighting styles so well. And you can see it in older generations between the two leaders of the two organizations. When they interact, you feel their history. Now, I do want to talk about the powers because I love it so very much. So, Chuya, my absolute favorite. He has like gravity manipulation and, again, my favorite power. But when he goes into corruption, which is the ultimate form of his power, he's able to basically create black holes. And how do you fight against a black hole? You don't, you die. However, in order to get this ultimate power, he has to pretty much relinquish control of himself and completely give himself over, to the point that this power will kill him if gone unchecked, and he can't turn it off. So it's pretty much a one-time use. You turn into a killing, raging machine, kill your enemies, and then you die. If only there was some way that someone could deactivate supernatural powers. Hey, Dazai has the power to cancel out or nullify other people's powers when he touches them. So all he has to do is let Chuya go run amok and kill everybody, and then come up behind him, grab him by the arm, and be like, alright, that's enough now, bud. So the one-time ultimate killing machine weapon that should be a one-time thing can use whenever he wants, because they can snap him out of it. And I love seeing them fight. They are unstoppable. Talking about Aragawa, my darling love, this man was so pathetic in the first season. He's this big bad, he's scary and intimidating as hell, and he keeps losing fights. And I'm just, whenever he shows up, I'm like, how are you going to lose next? How are they going to defeat you? And I had it as a criticism the first season. By the end, I'm just like, oh, my poor darling baby with a chip on his shoulder just trying to prove himself. I love this man. I don't want him to fight and lose. I want him to be happy. Also, don't kill my other babies. Then there's Kyoka, who is a sweet, darling angel who's done nothing wrong in her entire life if you ignore all the bodies that she has buried in her closet, because, yeah, she killed a lot of people. But that's besides the point. God, love her. She's so sweet. When I hear her voice come on, I don't even need to see her. I don't think about it consciously. It's just, oh, my baby, where is she? I'm looking for her. I love her so very much. I am not kidding when I say every single character in this show is my favorite. And I love it so very much. So if you like awesome characters, incredible powers, a wonderful plot, please watch this show. I will be reading the manga as soon as I am able to. I'm going to read Monster first, and then I think this is going to be the series that I start collecting after I grab all those. Side note, I'm in Canada. Chapters Indigo their website's been hacked, and now I can't buy anything online, so I'm waiting for that to come on. And they better hurry up soon, because my birthday month is coming up and I want to buy manga. So that's all I got. I will talk to you later. Let me know if you watch this anime, who your favorite characters are, or your top 6 or top 10, however many favorite characters you have. And let me know if you're going to watch it.